Tomorrow marks a historic day in the city of Akron, but it is not on the ground, it is up in the sky.
Here's News 5's Clay Lepard. Look at this dream team, along with photojournalists Bridget Bahoka and Andy Sugden.
Wow.
At Wingfoot Lake State Park.
Well, I got to work on my line here.
Jerry Wood and Larry Miller never tire of fishing.
You're out of the city, it's nice and calm.
Just so peaceful just to be out here to kind of forget your cares and worries.
But beyond the fish, the geese, and the great blue heron, it's the great big bird.
That's what I like, when they fly right over you. I can always tell when it's coming over the house.
That makes people
It's got that sound.
stop what they're doing
Like even, no up and down.
just to catch a glimpse.
Very distinct sound of it.
And he won't scare the fish.
They're talking about the Goodyear Blimp,
Here she comes.
an icon of Americana
I seen it there all the time when I was a kid.
that sparked memories
I like nostalgia from the way it used to be.
spanning generations.
And my granddaughter lives in Connecticut, and I'll take pictures of it and send it to her all the time.
Goodyear's Blimp has now flown in Northeast Ohio for 100 years. And over time, we've followed the fascination with Akron's eye in the sky.
You have seen the Goodyear Blimp hundreds of times in television commercials and hovering over sporting events.
Looks like driving a bus with the steering wheel in the wrong place.
An evolution
They've come a long way since the banner towing days. When the message is done, the computer puts it on a floppy disk. Another computer is put on the blimp and hooked up to the side lights.
far from its beginnings when Goodyear began building blimps for the Navy for surveillance in World War I and to help escort ships safely in World War II. From there, Goodyear rolled out their own blimps and became a marquee attraction with passengers such as Charles Lindbergh and Amelia Earhart.
In 1929, Amelia Earhart christened the Defender, Goodyear's flagship of the fleet.
A company known for tires on the ground that became synonymous
When it comes to the blimp business, Goodyear is king.
with its name in the clouds.
We're ultimately a billboard flying around selling tires, but over the years we've become so much more than that.
Today's pilots,
Nobody shows up for a blimp ride saying, oh my gosh, I gotta get on a blimp today.
Northeast Ohio natives Joe Erbs
Just such a unique way to watch the world go by.
and Jerry Hissom.
Over 8,000 hours in airships. You can see I'm pretty comfortable up here.
Jerry is a face familiar to our cameras.
If you told me I was going to be back in my hometown flying the airship, wouldn't have believed you.
He's been doing this for 28 of those 100 years.
Nobody quits. No, we stay around for a while.
Hate to burst your bubble, or in this case, blimp, but the Goodyear Blimp isn't a blimp anymore. It's technically an airship because these newer models like Wingfoot 1, they have an internal frame inside and don't fully deflate like they used to. Whether you call it an airship or a blimp, in an era where drones and aerial shows test the limits of what's possible, there still remains an intrigue
Suddenly this 246-foot monster comes lumbering across the sky,
that Goodyear pilot Joe Erbs calls a point of pride.
and we'll land and there'll be hundreds of people along the fence of the airport watching us.
And later this week, the blimp will be no blip on a map, as all 3 US-based blimps, including this one wrapped like its original model, are set to fly together over Akron.
I'm retired Air Force, so, I get to fly formation again? Perfect.
As for our fishermen, the only thing they caught today was a view. And that's quite all right.
It's not often you get to see something like that.
100 years later, and still so much fascination with this aerial achievement. So if you want to see 3 Goodyear blimps at once as part of the Centennial celebration of the blimp's first flight, place to be is Akron on Tuesday, beginning at 10 a.m. at Wingfoot Lake State Park. Also in the afternoon for the Mayor's State of the City at Lock 3 and the Rubber Ducks game after. And if you can't make Tuesday's spectacle, we're told they'll also be flying together around Akron on Wednesday as well. beginning at 10 a.m. Rob, something to keep an eye out for.
We'll be looking for that Tuesday and Wednesday. It'll be really neat to see all three in the air at the same time. Okay, you were on the Goodyear Blimp. What was it like?
It was a privilege. Yeah. That's the only way to put it. A privilege to be able to say that you're one of the lucky few, because there's really only a few people get to fly in this thing. You're one of them as well.
I always go back to, I said it was like sailing. It was on a boat rather than in something in the air. It was so cool. It was just so smooth. And I told you earlier, I'm not a heights guy, but it didn't faze me one bit. It was so much fun.
The biggest windows you've ever seen, too. These are not airplane windows. You really can see everything.
Yeah. It's great to see Jeff Mader and the other News 5 people. My goodness, that took us back in time. Clay, thank you so much. So cool. Did you guys think it was cool?
I love the history of that. That Clay pulled Bridget and Suggy into that. That was awesome. Maybe one day, me and you too, will get to go up in a blimp.
As a meteorologist, I need to be in the air, at least at one point. That would definitely be a cool thing. And 100-year anniversary, my goodness.
Yes, I love it. A Cleveland staple, our Northeast Ohio staple.
And every time I passed over my house growing up, I was out there looking just like everyone else.
Just like the fishermen.